Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Balkis and I will begin our presentation on the evolution of Malaysia's local government. Joining me are my teammates Asmaniza and Ili. Together we will trace the journey of local government from its colonial beginnings through post-independence reforms to the present system and ongoing debates. Okay, local government is the third tier of administration after federal and state. It is the closest link between citizens and government because it manage daily services such as waste collection, drainage, license, urban planning, and community development. These functions directly shape the cleanliness, safety, and livability of our towns and cities. Historically, local government began as a colonial administrative tool, but over time it has transformed into a modern institution that adapts to Malaysia's evolving governance needs. The British arrival in Penang in 1786 marked the start of formal local administration in Malaya. In 1801, the Council of Assessors was formed, the first organized body for town management and assessment. Local government at this stage was not democratic. It was a functional tool to maintain order and support economic activity, especially in ports and plantations. The British later introduced municipal boards, sanitary boards, and town boards in Penang, Malacca, and Singapore. These institutions focus institutions focus on sanitation, drainage, street lighting, refuse disposal, and public health, which were essential for sustaining colonial towns. Colonial local government was highly centralized under British officials. Councils existed, but major decisions were directed by colonial administrators, limiting independence. Penang pioneered early local elections, later extended to other towns, but participation was restricted and representation minimal. Larger towns were managed by municipal councils, while smaller settlements had town or rural boards. The system's main purpose was to maintain the order, protect public health, and support trade and plantation economies, serving colonial interests rather than local voices.
Thank you to the previous slide. Now we will continue with our topic post-independence challenges. After gaining independence in 1957, Malaysia inherited a fragmented and financially weak local government system. Many local councils were small, underfunded, and lacked professional staff. As a result, they struggle to provide service effectively, especially in rapidly growing town and suburb. Therefore, reform were urgently needed to strengthen local government and support the country's national development goal. After independence, Malaysia faced the challenges of unifying a fragmented local government system. Different councils operated with varying standards and this created inefficiency. To address this, Article 95A of the Federal Constitution established the National Council for Local Government or NCLG. This council became the key platform for a coordination between the federal and state government. While local government remain under state authority, the NCLG ensure that law, policy, and administrative practice were consistent nationwide. This was critical for integrating local council into Malaysia broader national development framework, avoiding duplication and ensuring that every state move in the same direction. However, political tension in the region soon affected local democracy. In 1965, during the Indonesia-Malaysia confrontation, local election were suspended. The government argued that the suspension was necessary for stability and security from that point onward. Consider, mayors and president were no longer elected by the people but appointed by state government. This shift reduced grassroots participation and weakened democratic accountability. For decades, local council operated without electoral legitimacy, focusing more on administrative efficiency than citizen representation. This dedication reshaped the character of local government for generation, and the debate over restoring election continues even today. To strengthen local government, the Atin Harapan Royal Commission was formed in 1965 in conduct a true study of the system weakness, including fragmentation, poor finance, and weak accountability. The Commission recommended reform to consolidate laws and improve governance. This recommendation led to the local government at 1976, also known as Act 171, which became the main legal foundation for local council in Peninsular Malaysia. Under this act, council were reorganized, merged, and professionalized. They become more efficient, bureaucratic, and service oriented. However, democracy was further reduced as appointment continued to replace election. In short, Act 171 created a stronger administration system, but at the cost of direct public participation.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Ili. Um, I will continue with the present system and development pattern. As we all know, Malaysia's local government today is governed by the Local Government Act 1976 in Peninsular Malaysia, while Sabah and Sarawak operate under their own ordinances. Also, councils are classified into three types, which is city councils, municipal councils, and district councils. Each type reflects the size and complexity of the area it serves. And then their responsibilities are wide-ranging. They oversee urban planning, public health, building control, licensing, waste management, and infrastructure development. In short, they are the institutions that ensure our towns and cities function smoothly on a daily basis. One of the most distinctive features of the present system is that councillors are appointed rather than elected. This has been criticized for weakening democracy because citizens have limited direct influence over who represents them at the local level. Financially, councils rely on assessment taxes and then license fees and fine as their main sources of revenue. These funds are used to maintain infrastructure, manage risk, and support community programs. Beyond basic services, councils are contribute to economic development, tourism promotion, campaigns, and initiatives that improve community well-being. This shows that um, the local government is not just administrative; it actively shapes the social and economic environment of the towns and cities. Despite these functions, ongoing debates continues about the effectiveness and democratic nature of the system. Scholars and analysts often ask whether the measure should restore local elections, which were suspended in 1965. Restoring elections could strengthen accountability and give citizens a strong voice in local governance. Other issues include financial independence. Many councils still depend heavily on state or federal support, which limits their autonomy. Staff professionalism is another concern, as a council needs skilled personnel to manage increasingly complex urban challenges. Service efficiency also remains a priority, with citizens expecting faster, cleaner, and more transparent delivery of local services. In short, while the councils have become more professional and service oriented, the system is still evolving the system is still evolving. So the challenge is to balance efficiency with democracy, ensuring councils are both effective administrators and accountable representatives of the people. When we look at the bigger picture, Malaysia's local government has followed a clear um, development pattern. It began under colonial control, where the focus was on sanitation and supporting trade. After independence, reform centralized authority and professionalized councils, but reduced democracy. So, as today, the system emphasizes service delivery, modernization, and efficiency. Professionalization has improved accountability and administration, but the democratic element remains weak. The balance between efficiency and representation is still being refined. This ongoing evolution shows that local government is not static, it continues to adapt to national governance needs and the expectations of its citizens. As we have seen throughout this presentation, Malaysia's local government has undergone a remarkable journey. It began as a colonial administrative tool designed to maintain order and support trade. After independence, reform centralized authority and professionalized councils, but at the cost of local democracy. Today, the system is governed by the Local Government Act 1976 in Peninsular Malaysia with separate ordinance in Sabah and Sarawak. Councils provide essential services such as planning, sanitation, licensing, waste management, and infrastructure, directly shaping the daily lives of the citizens. Yet, challenges remain. Councillors are appointed rather than elected, raising questions about accountability and representation. Financially, dependence, staff professionalism, and service efficiency continue to be debated. Scholars and policymakers often ask whether local elections should be restored to strengthen democracy at the grassroots level. The development pattern shows a clear trajectory from colonial control to centralized reform to today's service-oriented councils. Professionalization has improved efficiency and administration but reduced democratic participations. The future of Malaysia's local government lies in finding the right balance, ensuring councils remain efficient service providers while also being accountable to the communities they serve. In conclusion, Malaysia's local government is not static. It continues to evolve, adapting to moderate governance needs and the expectations of its citizens. Its success will depend on how well it balances efficiency with democracy, professionalism with participation, and service delivery with genuine representation.